Hello and welcome back to another video on Aston Villa from the stands. I'm here to bring you the latest news from Aston Villa today. We're going to be talking about defenders. Yes, finally, some news about defenders, incomings, outgoings, and injuries, all to be discussed today. We've obviously been talking about attackers, wingers in the last two videos, but today it's a focus on defenders. If you have enjoyed these type of videos and are new to the channel, then make sure you smash a like and subscribe. And of course, as well, loving all your comments on the last two videos as well, your thoughts on this transfer window. I want to know your thoughts on this business now. Is this the type of defender we should be after in what we're approaching? And also the news on Diego Carlos. Is it bye-bye Carlos? Is it time to cash in this January? Or do we need to hold fire and wait for the summer? We're going to discuss all of that news today. But I hope you enjoy this video. Make sure your notification bell's on. And let's get locked into the news straight away. So the first piece of transfer news, it broke quite late last night into the early hours. And it's all about a Brazilian defender, okay? And it is this one here, which I'm going to share on the screen now. Aston Villa have had a 15 million euro bid rejected for Flamengo right back Wesley Franca. So Villa are actually looking for players on a completely different continent that we're not used to, South America. And Flamengo, of course, a top Brazilian side. And of course, I was really shocked to see this. This one was a bit of news out of nowhere. But the beauty of it all was there is a position that we're absolutely craving, a right back. And right back is something that I am absolutely desperate for. And of course, I'm sure a lot of you Villa fans feel the same. I'm sick and tired of seeing Ezri Konsa have to deputise in at right back and go and do a job there. It is a disrupt to his game, his season, but I also feel it disrupts the Villa defence massively. And with Matty Cash in and out with injuries and suspensions this season, we haven't had a solid right back, and it really has cost us this season. So when you look at Wesley Franca, who he is, what he's about, I'm just going to show you this little clip here on YouTube to get a little feel of who this guy is, because absolutely 100%, he is the type of player that I can see suited and fitted into an Unai Emery system. As you can see here, really agile and flexible on the ball, right-footed, carries it, can play as well in a back three on that right side of defence, a keen dribbler, and someone with a bit of flair about him. And here you can see him more naturally on that right-hand side, skipping past players, a nice piece of footwork. And the one thing that I've probably been calling out for massively from an Aston Villa perspective from our right backs is I'm absolutely desperate for a right back who can deliver across, who has the same threat that Luca Dean has on that left-hand side. For me, Matty Cash is not quite consistent in terms of his crossing abilities and threat there, but especially watching Ezri Konsa against Brighton the other day, and I was there at the game. Ezri Konsa does not want to get forward. Ezri Konsa does not like crossing a ball. Every time Ezri gets into that position near the edge of the box, he chops back, he passes the ball backwards and recycles it. It's very much a centre-half sort of thought of mind there. So I'm desperate for a Luca Dean-esque right back. And maybe Wesley Franca definitely fits that bill. And I love that he can play in a back three as well. And just to further support a bit more about Wesley Franca then, I've got this little report here about who he is. And it's his profile in general. He joined Flamengo in 2023. Okay, so basically 2 years now at the club. Look at his contract. They've got him locked in till 2028. He's 21 years old. Now, for someone who's locked in for a massive contract like that of 5 years at 2028, must be a great and good prospect. But the issue I've got is, as you've seen from that report, Villa offered 15 million euros for this guy. But if he's in a contract up until 2028 of 3 years left, Flamengo may want a lot more than that. So I do worry about that. His age, 21 years old, a Brazilian national player. We've had some good Brazilians in the past. Look at our Douglas Luiz, for example, and how well he's done for us. But we've also had a flop in another Wesley. Yeah, we've had our own Wesley come to Villa and not make it. And that is the gamble. We have actually signed, the striker Wesley, the man who had the one leg longer than the other, the man who had that horrific injury because of Ben Mee. And we all got hyped up because of his Brazilian background. And I know we signed him from Europe in the end. But there's something different about this Wesley Franca situation. What I also love about Wesley Franca, which I'm going to show you now, is actually the amount of minutes he's played as a 21-year-old. He isn't out and out right back. His career and market value has gone up and up and up due to his rise in form. But it's actually this. When I looked at his game times, remember he's been there now for 2 years. And started, as I said, in 2023. So he would have been 19 when he got that contract. At 19 years old, he's accumulated 67 games in the Brazilian league that he plays in. But not also that. Think of all these cup competitions, the Copa Libertadores as well. There is a lot of minutes that he has accumulated. And I think that is a really good telling sign for a 21-year-old. We're not just going after some wonder kid here who's a bit of a risk. I actually think we're going for someone who's got a lot of high football caliber, played some lot of minutes for such a young age. So when I talk about this, I am getting excited because these are the type of players that I want Aston Villa to buy. I want Aston Villa to buy an energetic, pacey, skillful, but someone who can cross and get an assist. And I think Wesley Franca is now starting to take place. Is there better options out there at right back across Europe? Absolutely. But why does this one work? Well, I think the price tag for me, if it is going to be around 15 to 20 million euros, I'm snapping your hand off for it. And there's something about this boy that I think, wow. And if you do want to go and watch a bit more about Wesley Franca, you can find some really good highlight reels. I've just shown you one earlier. Go check that out and you can see a lot more of that. So let me know, Villa fans, Wesley Franca, is he the Wesley you want to have a gamble on? Do you like the look of this deal? Or do you think going for a young Brazilian who's only played in Brazil, it's going to take a big jump to come and play in the Premier League? Do you think it's a gamble too far? Well, let me know your thoughts on that one. So let's talk defenders even more. The second part of this story today. Fenerbahce, the Turkish side, are in talks about Diego Carlos. The Diego Carlos rumours are back. Last summer, and the transfer window just gone, I've done videos on this. Diego Carlos to Fulham seems set in stone, and that went south. I'm asking the same question again. Why is it that Diego Carlos transfer rumours keep coming up? Because I think Villa will be getting rid of him. But I genuinely thought we could have maybe cashed in on him this January. But there is a big but now, and this comes into my third story, and we'll come back to Carlos, is that Pau Torres is now out for 2 months, which sort of leaves Aston Villa slightly short at the back again. It looks like Tyrone Mings is now going to be the mainstay left side and half. And with no right back, but Cash is returning, it does look like then, if Konsa has to go play right back, we are just left with Carlos and Mings. So is it a gamble that Unai Emery is worth taking? Cash in on Diego Carlos, get a good bit of overinflated price for him in January, especially from the Turkish clubs, and then go and invest more money? Do we rely on someone like Swinkles? I don't know. But yeah, here is the story that I want to share with you, just so you're clear on this one, which is, of course, that Fenerbahce have asked and inquired about none other than Diego Carlos. And when I say that, I do feel, by the way, that this transfer can take fruition. I do think there's something about it. And if we're honest, we all feel like that it is time for Diego Carlos to move on. There is not a Villa fan I know that talks positively in a way about what Diego Carlos can do and improve for Aston Villa. All you hear about Diego Carlos is unreliable, misplaces passes, can play well sometimes against the big teams like your Man Cities, your Arsenals. But when it comes against the clubs where we've dropped points of, he can be massively at fault. And I think there is that rock in a hard place. I think he gives away stupid fouls, really, really stupid fouls. He can be really lethargic on the ball. And do I think that we could get better than Diego Carlos in the future at centre-half? I do. So if Fenerbahce are in talks with us and they want to come and buy Diego Carlos, then I'm saying, yes, please. Let's get some good money for him and let's go and invest again. But as I said, Pau Torres out for 2 months, ligament damage there. Look, in a way, and I don't wish this on anything, in a way, I'm actually looking forward to having Tyrone Mings now probably play a good run of 2 months at left centre back. I thought when Mings came on against Brighton, again, the defence looked a lot more solid. There was some excellent one-on-one defending that Mings showed. And I just think now, He'll be so hungry, Tyrone Mings, to take his opportunity in that Villa starting lineup that he's going to give us absolute everything. Yes, Mings also has a mistake in him. Yes, Mings can sometimes not be as good on the ball as Pau Torres. But what I love about Tyrone Mings is he's pacey, he's fast, he's strong, and he loves to defend. I would say that with Pau Torres, that is something that we don't see enough in Pau. His ability to defend one-on-one, his ability to get locked up and wrapped up in leg races and lose them. So the focus for today on this video has been very much about defenders. I'm really excited about this prospect of Wesley Franca, whether it comes and whether it steamrolls again. We're very early on in this transfer window, but we have to see if something comes of it. Right back, we're looking at the right areas. But this Diego Carlos one, I think this rumor about Diego Carlos and interest in him is going to stay really high. And I don't know. You let me know your thoughts. Do you keep Diego Carlos now you know that Pau Torres is injured, or do you cash on him? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. It's really important. But we are going to wrap up this video today. That's 3 days in the transfer window, and that's 3 consistent uploads for me. As I said, there'll be an upload or content of some sort every day on this channel. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure your notification bell is turned on. Make sure you keep smashing that like button. And as I said, I really do enjoy reading your thoughts on all things Villa. It's a great way to interact with you. Who knows what we'll be talking about tomorrow and what stories, wonderful stories will come up. But as I said, 3 days in, we've been looking at wide attackers, and finally we've had a defensive rumour. Let's get excited, Villa fans, because I feel some big transfers are on the horizon. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm out of here. And of course, if you missed yesterday's video, it is on your screen right now for you to watch. Just click it and it will take you straight to it. I'm out of here. Ta-da!